Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Anika. Today I have Dominic Gowdie on this Zoom call with me. We're gonna talk about the benefits of using a tax professional as we're coming up on the tax season. I really wanted to discuss this so that, people can, understand some of the pros and cons of utilizing a tax professional this tax season. How's your day going?
It's I
How's
mean
your day going?
it's 7:34 here. I've been on the road all day. My wife and child are watching cartoons. And it's all good.
But yeah, so I know you wanted to do a video on the benefits of using a tax pro.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you know that I'm an enrolled agent, which here in the States, that's technically a tax pro. I'm also, soon to be a CPA. I've passed all 4 exams.
Very
So
nice.
I
Very nice.
went through the process of becoming a tax pro, if you will. So I think I have some, basis on speaking on it a little bit. But I wanted you to introduce yourself before we get started on the video.
Okay, cool. Well, as you know, I'm Dominic. Friends call me Dom. You can call me Goldie if you like. It's actually a family business, a tax company. And we've been in business for a little over a decade. Very small, intimate team, and our focus primarily is maximizing your returns. The website is totallytaxesplus.com, and we're also on all social. The business was formed as a result of personal interest from the owner in taxation. He has a strong finance background, strong mortgage background, and decided that he wanted to help from this end. And so far, so good. This is actually my second year in taxes personally, and I can say that it has been very fulfilling so far.
Wow, that's awesome. And what did you do before?
Before doing taxes, I worked corporate. I was in the food service industry for a while, selling school food to charter schools across the country. So it's actually based in California. The company is called Revolution Foods. And I was in charge of Northeastern business.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Good to know. Good to know. All right, so I guess we can get started on the benefits of using a tax pro. You can ask any questions you might have in regards to using a tax pro. I know you said you work with a lot of tax professionals, so you've probably experienced seeing some of the benefits, correct?
Well, definitely. And it's funny. I was actually having this conversation earlier where the benefits of a tax pro is not necessarily only about maximizing your return. It's about getting out of a jam. Sometimes we put ourselves, because we don't have the adequate information readily available to us, in positions that require us to get the thought knowledge of someone that is immersing themselves in this area. So we've seen so many different cases, and I'm sure you have seen it too as a CPA.
Oh, yes.
Where whether it's a corporation that needs to be dissolved, or it is a case where you filed as head of household and you don't remember which year, and you keep getting these notorious letters from the IRS. That is where we find our area of expertise to be extremely helpful. And I mean, on the base of it, this is tax season. You've paid thousands of dollars of tax last year that you are entitled to, and there are about 55 credits which average American or resident is entitled to, and not everyone really knows which ones are which. So that is where we try to provide that extra value. But you said you are also in the tax game. But the
Yeah.
reason I sent you a message on Facebook is because I felt as if you were promoting TurboTax and DIY tax services over the usage of a tax preparer. So I have to ask you, what is your perspective on
Oh, not
this?
at all. Not at all. I was not promoting TurboTax or anything of that nature. I did do a video on how to file a basic tax return. My perspective is if all you have is a W-2, then file on TurboTax or Tax Act. It's free. And all it is entering your W-2s. You don't have to go dig for anything or anything of that nature. Because me as a tax professional, with my small business, just the most basic tax return, I charge $250. You know what I'm saying? Because I know my stuff. So if you're just coming to me with a W-2, I'm gonna charge you $250. So to me, it's like it's not worth going through all that hassle just to get the same results if you go on tax act. Now, if you have, businesses and a lot more complications, like you bought a house or you have a lot of investments and things of that nature, then in that case, I'd say definitely use a tax professional. We have a lot of resources as far as digging for information. For reference, I started out in corporate accounting, so I have not just tax experience, but I have, and I have an accounting degree as well. So I have accounting experience. I did bookkeeping before I did corporate accounting, and then I switched over to tax. So I kind of went through the whole, I guess, accounting cycle, if you will.
Yeah.
So and with me starting my business and everything, I'm in a lot of tax groups with so much resources. I'm in tax groups, accounting groups, bookkeeping groups. It's like if I have any questions, I can go to those groups. I've worked with a CPA firm before, and they have so much resources. Like they use various sites outside of just the IRS sites, and they have so much information that we as tax professionals can go in and dig for that you wouldn't be able to do if you don't have that background, if you don't have that experience. So someone, just going to attempt, you have these businesses and you're trying to do your taxes and you mess up, now you gotta pay a tax return
Absolutely.
preparer like triple what you would have paid if you just went to them in the first place. I'm actually in a
Absolutely.
tax group where this one lady, she was laughing because someone came to her trying to get her to manipulate their taxes. And she was like, she's not doing that. So they went ahead and filed their taxes. They manipulated their taxes, got tagged by the IRS, and they had to come back to the lady to get her to help them resolve it with the IRS. And
It
she charged
happens.
them triple what she
Of
would have
course.
charged had they just used her in the first place. So I think sometimes people think they can just do it by themselves when their taxes are more complicated, and they don't realize like you're costing yourself more. And if you're dealing with someone, let's say, who's unlicensed, who's willing to like manipulate your taxes, not in a good way, right? Because there's ways you can stretch boundaries, I guess, if
Absolutely.
you will, but you never go over that line. Most tax
Absolutely.
professionals are not going to go over that line because that would
Absolutely.
mess up our license.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the other benefits of using a tax professional is that, you know, not all tax professionals, but for the most part, more than likely, a licensed tax professional is not going to want to mess up their license. They're not going to want to get any marks against their
Definitely.
license. So more than likely, they're gonna do your stuff the right way. What I see a lot on social media is a lot of unlicensed people telling people, guaranteeing people all this stuff, and I'm looking like,
It's going to be
listen,
trouble a lot of the time.
do not use
Absolutely.
those people to do your
For
taxes.
sure.
Like I know my boundaries. Like I would never take on something that I know I can't do, right?
Right.
Unless I know I have the resources to do it. Like I'll
Okay.
connect with a CPA who has knowledge of that particular thing before I would take it on. But some people will take on things they have no idea about. and they mess up people's taxes, and now you're in a bind, you know? And some people
Absolutely.
don't, yeah, some people don't realize that, you know, even though if the tax professional is licensed, you can like report them if they don't correct it. But if they're not licensed, you're gonna have a harder time with trying to get it corrected, because I've seen situations where the tax person disappeared and this person's not licensed, so they don't really know how to report them or
Yep.
anything. You
Yep.
know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
So
Yep.
um, yeah, those situations are always hilarious. I mean, you see so much in the tax groups. I'm like, I don't know how people are so trusting with their taxes. Like, this is, you're dealing with the IRS. That's not someone that you want to owe. That's not someone you want to mess with.
Definitely not.
I always say Uncle Sam is not the one, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Um,
I think when filing taxes is that great opportunity, or it's that great burden, right? Like people many times anticipate either owing an exorbitant sum or are desirous of receiving an exorbitant sum. That's where we as tax professionals come in and offer the guidance. In accounting, my father is an accountant. He always says to me, you have to understand the difference between avoidance and evasion. And avoidance is where you are able to use your knowledge to maximize your tax credits, where evasion is absolutely where you don't want to be. And many a time, an unlicensed person would definitely move into that direction just to get the business. And
yeah,
that is it, because it's such a commoditized industry. Everyone is offering everything just to collect that $250. And I believe that is where real caring service differentiates us at Totally Taxes Plus, where we try to maximize your legitimate return. And many a times there are customers or clients that don't want to do that. There are many clients that want to push the envelope, but we try to work with clients who want to work with us on getting the best bang for buck in our experience.
oh yes, for sure. Quick question. Do you guys actually do taxes, or do you just help tax preparers set up their systems?
So, so we do prepare taxes. So Totally
Oh,
Taxes Plus is a tax preparation company from pay stub W2s, and you'll hear my accent chip in and chip out. W2s, that's from to the return, right? Step to step. I personally have a venture that is through my company called Jellyvate, where we are designing client portals specifically for tax professionals. So that is where on the top end, we are providing that level of support for our network of tax professionals. And the system was really designed for Totally Taxes Plus, but we saw the value in offering it to many different people. It's not, I tried to make it not a month-to-month fee, because most people kind of want to have that autonomy of their data, especially in this game where the data is sensitive, and you either store your data locally on a server or you use reliable software like Dropbox or Google Drive. We're able to put a login page on your website, whether it's a GoDaddy, Wix basic website, where you're able to log in your clients, have them upload data, have them sign using third parties like HelloSign, Adobe Sign, etc., and do that end-to-end tax preparation from the
oh,
comfort
nice.
of the website. Yeah, so I can actually pull it up right now. I know
Yeah, for
you
sure.
did not want to go on the
Yes.
screen host disabled participant screen sharing, but I'll send you screenshots of how it works. It's very cool. And it's focused, like it's very focused on tax preparation. So it's W2s are specifically requested documents. The forms, the tax forms 1099s, specifically, it's all, and it's made easy where the layperson
Nice.
can upload their documents. It doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your technological exposure. Once you're on Facebook, you can you can use this software. And I guess, I mean, the next time I can definitely go deeper into this for you.
Yeah, for sure. I think allowed you to do screen share, but
Okay.
for you guys watching, I'm going to put a link to his website in the description. So if you are a tax professional or you're someone also looking to get taxes done, you guys will have that.
Perfect. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
but yeah, I can see it.
Perfect. All right. So this is my website. And this is Ro. So I call her Ro. She automates a lot. There's a lot of back end process and automation and linkage with multiple different drives. But ultimately it links to Google Drive. And this is basically an outline of how Ro works. Ro is a spin-off of Ria, which is my daughter. So Ro is her little brother, so to speak. So how we personalized it. These screenshots are actually from client portals that have already been created. And if you can see where each canister requests particular information. So whether it's identification, 1099, W-2s, direct deposit information, financials if you're a small business owner and doing your taxes. And on the back end, you as the tax preparer are able to upload documents or to verify that documents have been uploaded. It's pretty cool. And it has been very, very, very helpful for a number of clients that use it.
Nice. So it's essentially a practice management software.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And definitely you manage your entire workflow end to end. After the phone call where they commit to it, you give it, everything is pre-generated for high security purposes as well. Passwords are, you can change your password, but we recommend using the strong password that the system automatically generates. And you if you are not within that predefined list, because as you know, every tax preparer has their own network, you will not be able to set up an account. So it's also a very secure system.
Nice. Nice. And for you guys watching again, a practice management software is something that accountants and tax preparers use to manage clients, have clients upload information and things of those nature. Because I know everyone watching might not know what we mean by practice management software.
Right.
But nice. I'm definitely gonna take a look at this. I do have a practice management software, even though I didn't launch yet, but I mean, it's not permanent yet. I still was looking at a few, so I'm gonna take a look when we're done, for sure.
We might can get you a demo. You never know.
For sure, for sure. I think we covered most things as far as the benefits of a tax return preparer. Did I miss anything, or did you have anything to add?
What I will say to close out is think about it. Before you write it down, think about it. What are you trying to achieve? Be reasonable with yourself so that you can be reasonable with us and have us work together to get you a maximized return.
Yeah, for sure.
And you, what would be your closeout remarks with regard to the topic?
To summarize, if it's a basic tax return, I definitely suggest using a TurboTax or a tax act. I'm not gonna lie to people. I'm not one of those people who's just trying to get money. Money is important, of course, but I'm not trying to like scam people into paying for something that they can just, if you just only have a W-2, just go on TaxAct and it's free of charge, usually, depending on your income, I should say. And, fill out that information and you get your taxes done for free. But Most people these days are having more and more complicated tax returns. So everyone seems to be investing these days. They have stocks and they forget to pay taxes on their stocks. Now the end of the year comes and they owe the IRS all this money. They have no idea what to do. They try to scam their way into it and end up having to come to, us tax professionals to resolve it. And it's going to cost you more to have to get it corrected. So if your taxes are complicated and it's too much for you, go use a professional. Even if it's not too complicated, but you're unsure, use a professional because it's just the safest bet. You could always, report most professionals if they don't correct their issue. Most professionals will have insurance to cover any accidents or something of that sort. So you have that sense of security when you're using a tax professionals versus doing it by yourself, because you do it by yourself and you mess up. Let's say you have a $50,000 mess up, right? Just hypothetically speaking. Now you have to figure out how to resolve that, pay a professional extra to help you resolve it, plus pay all those penalties that the IRS may charge. Whereas if you use a tax professional, if they were to mess up on your taxes, they usually fix it themselves. So that's another reason. And that gives you a sense of security, because I know that's one of the biggest things with a lot of people in their taxes is they're afraid that they're gonna mess up, or they're afraid someone's gonna mess up their taxes.
Definitely.
Yeah, if you use a really good professional, they'll have assurance that if something they did messed up your taxes, they typically will correct the issue, because at the end of the day, you can report them if they don't correct it. But if you messed up your own taxes, that's all on you. Okay, you got to deal with the IRS by yourself. Or you got to hire someone. So I'd say if it's not just a W-2, use a professional. If it's not just a W-2, use a professional. Don't even risk it. That little $250 or $500, or even if it's $1,000 that you gotta pay, which usually, your taxes have to be a little, more up there for people to charge so high typically. But use the professional, pay the little cost so that it doesn't cost you later. Because when it costs you later, you're gonna be paying 3 times what you would have paid.
I would totally agree with those closing remarks, Yanika. Wow. Yanika, right?
It's pronounced Yanika.
Yanika.
Yeah. There you go. It was so good talking to you. I hope we get to do another video like this. We can talk on another tax-related topic. Now that I know that you guys are doing taxes, I thought that you were only doing the system, but you actually do taxes. And I'm always looking to connect with more tax firms and people, because I haven't launched my business yet, but it is a solo business. So, I will have to enlist some CPA firms to help out, from not just CPA firms, but tax firms as well. Because, enrolled agents run firms as well. And I'll need to enlist some of you guys to, assist when needed, so this is a great connection to make. And in the future, talk more videos on taxes or whatever else the case may be.
Of course, for sure. I would love that. Thank you for inviting me. This is
Yes, for sure.
one of the first times I like to believe myself to not be camera shy. So I like to come in front of the camera. So whenever there's an opportunity, I would love to join in.
Yes, for sure. For sure. I'll have collabs coming up in the future weeks. So I'll definitely, as it relates to financials and taxes, I'll definitely reach out to you and let you know, and see if you're interested, I should say.
I would love that. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Dominic. That's it for this video, I guess. And until next time.
Until next time, thank you very much.